privatisation is not just a sectoral problem, but a problem across the board. The IMF, despite all of their denials and so on, has always very consistently been pushing for privatisation. And the UN, through the Sustainable Development Goals, has also become a powerful proponent of, quote, private-public partnerships, which effectively suggest that the SDGs will and can go nowhere in the absence of private funding. But the bigger challenge, I think, is the extent to which what I would call the other side, the pro-business lobby, those who are promoting neoliberal economic approaches, have succeeded in completely reversing the presumptions that apply in so many of these different areas. They've effectively reversed the burden of proof, whereby if you are suggesting that a function should be performed by a government, you have to demonstrate somehow that there is an overwhelming need for a government to do it, as opposed to private business. Governments have an obligation to ensure an adequate standard of living for all their people. And if that is not being done, then the government is failing in its essential obligation. I think the key in so many ways is the need for an evidence-based approach. The thing that struck me most when I started researching privatization is that there are actually no studies that demonstrate that privatization has positive impacts, particularly on the poor. Clearly, the biggest losers in privatization, just by definition, are low-income people, because, as I've said often enough, if I was in business, I would be seeking to make money. I would not be seeking to take on the most demanding population, the ones who have the least money available to extract. I would be marginalizing those groups. That's a natural way for privatized businesses to go. And so if governments abdicate their responsibilities in any given sector, it's low-income people and those living in poverty who are always going to be the first and the greatest casualties.